Are we all on the same pace? Come on. You should be quick. Today you should be energetic. Great. Awesome. As I am able to see good number of responses, let's go ahead and start our session. Uh, just assuming that all of you are already aware of what we are done in the what we have done already in the previous classes. Just a quick recap. Can somebody tell me what was the last topic which we covered? Mm-hmm. Nobody. Come on. Somebody can unmute your mic and then you can speak. Everybody said you all understood everything, right? So you should be in a position to tell what all happened actually. Okay, Vindhu says conditional statements. Okay. Uh-huh. Asha Sheikh also said. Okay. Is that the last topic? Just because one said conditional statements, everybody else is saying. Okay. Uh-huh.
List was last topic.
Yeah, Harshita came up saying list. Somebody is still at the loops. List. Okay, great. So, for the people who forgot already, after the conditional statements, we also covered lists. Okay, can you all remember that? We saw how to append to a list. Everybody remembers? Anybody who still, who is there here, who forgot, who want me to just give a recap of that? Hopefully not. Okay, great. So let me share my screen. I see the strength to be low today. What happened? Is that because it is at 5:30 or is it because you're not understanding what I'm speaking? Okay, just kidding. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's quickly start the session. So the last topic which we covered was list. Pop out the chat. Can I? Okay, today I don't have access to other systems also, so let me do like this. Okay, so last topic which we discussed was list. Okay, so what is a list, everybody? What's a list? What is a list?
Which stores multiple items like in a single variable.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. So it is something, a memory space which can hold multiple values, right? I won't say memory space. It's just continuous memory location. Okay, so it's similar to your arrays which can hold multiple values, right? So now, is list mutable or immutable? Okay, why is there a lot of silence? Is list mutable or immutable? What do you mean by mutable or immutable? What does that mean? Come on, guys. I think I told you, right? What is mutable and what is immutable? Did I tell you or not? All of you forgot.
Ma'am, actually, yeah.
Chatbots once been stuck, I guess, like you're not able to see the messages.
Oh, oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, wait. I don't know. Modification can be done. Add or remove. Adding or removing is mutable. Okay, mutable changes and immutable doesn't change. Mutable will change. Okay. Okay, awesome. So list is of mutable type, right? Uh, okay. I think I need to scroll it always. Okay. Okay, so list is a mutable type wherein you can change the elements. Like now the second index is allotted with 30.5. Now here I can go and change this value to some other value, right? So that is how list is. So I can add elements to the list, I can remove elements from the list, I can modify the elements of the list. List elements need not be homogeneous; they can be heterogeneous, which means that they all can be of different types. It can hold like large number of values. There is no restriction. There is slicing possible. What do you mean by slicing? What is meant by slicing?
You can return a range of values by using slicing.
Yes. So we can return a range of values, right? So it is part of your list. You are trying to retrieve a part of your list, right? Okay. So you can do the replications, you can slice your list into, I mean, like multiple parts. You can remove elements, add elements, modify the elements. You can do a lot of actions. Now, we are moving to the next collection type, which is called as a tuple. What is it called? It's a tuple. Okay. So, what does a tuple do normally? See, what did we understand from list? List is mutable, wherein you can change the list, right? But if your business requirement is where you don't want to make modifications, okay? What do I mean by business requirement is your program or the real life scenario requires a data structure or a data type wherein you want the elements should not be modified. Whatever you give, that should retain. Okay. So if such type of data structure where modification should not be allowed is to be used, then you go with tuples. Okay. Tuple is immutable, which means it cannot be modified. Got it, everybody? Before I proceed, what I will do is I'll add a cell here. I'll add a cell here. And then there is another way of creating a list. I think I did not show you the other day, but yes, this is also a way of creating an empty list. List is not defined. I think else more. Okay, so this is another way in which you can create a list. Okay, just write list and give the braces. This will create an empty list. Okay, you can, if you want, you can just go and type of LST, and then you say it's a list. Got it? So all the other functions or the methods which we learned for list, same thing apply for this type of list also. There are two different ways of creating. One is like this, the other one is like this. This you already know. This we discussed in the last session. I don't remember if I told you this or not, so I'm telling it to you now. Right? Now coming to tuple. How do I create a tuple? As I already told you, if you have to create a list, you will always use square braces. Okay, so these are known as square brackets, right? So opening and closing square brackets will create a list. In the similar way, if you have to create a tuple, you will use parentheses or the circular braces. Okay, so this is how you create a tuple. Okay, if you have to create an empty tuple, you write TPL, I mean, like whatever your variable name is equal to, and you just put empty parenthesis brackets. Got it, everybody? Now, let's execute this and let's see the type of TPL. Okay, so you see it is tuple. Okay, got it, everybody? Any questions, anyone? Same as list, we can create a tuple also using TPL, or TPL1 is equals to TUPLE, tuple and brackets. This is how you can create a list. This is another way of creating a list. Got it? I know there is no like big in this, but these are the two ways in which you can create a tuple. Tuple is always indicated with the parenthesis brackets or circular brackets, whatever you call them, or you can create a tuple using this tuple function or method, whatever you call it. Okay? Now, how do I add elements to my tuple? That's the next question. So if I have to add elements, I can either create, while creating the tuple itself, here you can specify the numbers that you know already, right? Now, let me show you one more thing. Let me say some a is equals to 10, comma 20. You tell me what will happen, what will get stored in a. Somebody tell me what will get stored in a. I think no answers. 10. Akhila says 10. Gayatri says both. Uma Maheshwari 10, 20. Okay. Bharani 10. Saumya 10. Aisha 20. Srinita 10. Bindu 10, 20. Okay. Harshita 10. Mm-hmm. So there are people who say it will get, both the numbers will get stored. There are people who says only 10 will get stored, and there are people who says only 20 will get stored. So maximum answers say okay. Oh, okay, 10 or both. So it is almost equal. So let's print A and C. Let's print A and C. What's happening? 10, comma 20 got printed, which means A is storing these two values. Okay. Now let's see the type of A. What is the type of A? It is tuple, right? So it is storing both the values and it is storing them as a tuple. Okay. So if you assign multiple values to a single variable, it will not store the first value or the last value. It will start storing all the values as a tuple. Understood, everybody? Is this clear? Any questions? Hopefully not. Now, yes. So now let's create a tuple which is containing different values like we did for a list. Okay. And then I would say true. And then Lalita. Okay. I'll put everything in the bracket just to avoid confusions. Okay. And then now if you see A, this is having all the values. Kalavati asked me, can you tell again what is tuple? See, you know what is a list? List is a collection of elements, right? List is a type of data type wherein these collection of elements can be modified at any point in time by whoever is able to access the program. Now, if suppose the requirement is that whatever goes in, the value should not get modified. Okay, so now if I have created my tuple once, these values should not be modified. Okay, so tuple is a type of list where modifications are not possible. Understood? You can't modify a tuple. Tuple is a type of, I'm making it very simple. Tuple is a type of list or is a type of array where you can't make modifications once it is created. Understood? Kavati, is it clear? Okay, cool. So now I have created a tuple which is containing some values like this. Okay. Now let us try to use the operations which we said it is a type of list. So let us try to slice it. Let us try to access it using what? When I am trying, oh, wait one second. When I am trying, I'm writing a equal to 10 comma 20, then printing saying a is not. Did you run the cell which is containing a equal to 10 comma 20? Just check that, run the cell a equal to 10 comma 20 once again, and then try to execute. Just do it once again, no? And then try to print. Let me know if it is working or not, because I just did it, right? Yeah, that worked for me. Or maybe I did not print. Ah, I can't print it now. Is it coming? Pragna. Ah, yeah. Okay. So, 1 second. Let me make it a little more smaller. Okay, this. Okay, fine. So now I have created my tuple here. Okay, so this is my tuple. Let's try to apply the list operations whichever we learned previously. Okay, so we learned in list is having indexing. So let's check if tuple is also having indexing. I will give a of 2 and let's see what comes. 0, 1 and 2. Then in the second index we have true and we got the output correctly, right? So this means tuple supports what? Tuple supports indexing, right? List supports indexing and also tuple supports indexing. Done? So until here everything is clear. Now let's check the next feature of list. Next, what did we do? In the list, slicing, right? Let's try to slice. Okay, length. Length also, okay, length of A. Let's see. Okay, so we can find the length of a tuple also using the same function, right? No changes, no difference. Got it? Now, let's try to slice our tuple. Okay, so let's say A of 1:3 and then run this. Okay, so from the first index until the third index, everything is coming out. First and second index, that means. Right? We got the right output. Okay, we can slice the tuple also. Now let's try to use a step count here. Can we? Or we can't? From the first element until the fourth element, we are trying to increment two at a time, right? So where is my A now? Let me print A here so that it's clear. So 0th element will come, then +2 will happen and the index will move here and true will get printed. From here +2 will happen, but there nothing is there, so it will return this particular tuple. Okay, so you can do what? You can have indexing, you can have slicing also, right? Next. Now let's try to do one thing. Previously, now let me create one list maybe just for sample. 10 comma 30 comma. Okay, let me use the same values otherwise. 3.5 comma true comma. Instead of Lalita, I'm giving Gayatri. Okay, Arre, Gayatri, and I'm executing this. This is ma'am once repeat step count. Shravani is asking me to repeat step count. I'm repeating step count, guys. Don't get confused. It is very simple. You have this tuple. You are indexing is starting from where? I am saying start from 0. I am at the 0th value. It starts from 0. Step count is 2. It takes 10 into the output section, like it prints 10. Then it says increment by 2. So it will increment the index from 0 to 2. Okay. Now in the second index, what we have? True is there. So it will print true. Now from here, it will increment by 2 again. The index is what? 4. But do we have anything in index 4? Nothing is there. So it just prints 10 and true. Got it, Shravani? Or you have any questions? Okay, cool. So now I have created one list which is containing the same elements as in my tuple, but the last element is different. Let's try to do this. LST of 0, 1, 2, 3 equal to, and I will make it as Lalita. Okay. Now let's see what is LST having. It got modified, right? I created one list. The last element of the list, I did not want this to be Gayatri. I wanted it to be Lalita. So what did I do? I just used indexing. I said LST of 3 equal to whatever value I wanted to change to, and that I just assigned it. Then when I printed list, it is having the modified value, right? This you already know. Anybody who has any doubts in these 3 lines, 19, 20, 21. Anybody has any questions here? No. Right? Okay. Now let's do the same thing. Now I have A. A is having the same elements, but I don't want the last element to be Lalita. Okay? I want it to be Gayatri. Let's see how we can do it. How many of you, can anybody tell me how we can do it? Anybody? I don't get any responses. Okay. What error? I'm asking you how we can assign, like how we can change the last element. You people tried and you're telling me. Oh, great. Awesome, guys. Okay. So now, if I'm trying to do this, okay, if this operation I'm trying to perform here, okay, and I'm running this, what is it saying? Tuple object does not support item assignment. Why is it saying this? Because we have already studied tuple is immutable. It is not modifiable. You can't modify a tuple once it is created. Once you created a tuple, it is done. That's it. You can't do any further modifications. Now, you might ask me, ma'am, I want to add element. So I will write append and I will say append maybe Gayatri. How many of you said this will work? How many of you said this will work? Okay, Gayatri says this works. Okay. And anybody else who says this works? What happened? This gave us an error saying tuple has no, object has no attribute append. Okay. Now let's see what are all the attributes available to add. Something should be there, not to add. Do you see anything which can add? Add an element to the tuple? Insert. Okay, let's try insert. Insert. That's 200. What is it saying? Why is it not having any of these methods? See, girls, now see, when I give a dot and if I press a tab, it gives me all the options available for that particular object. It is having only two possibilities. One is count, one is index. Okay. Why not insert? Why not remove? Once created, a tuple cannot be modified. Modified in the sense you can't add anything, you can't remove anything from it. Or you can't modify an existing element also. Modification doesn't mean changing from Lalita to Gayatri. Modification also means changing the length of it, adding some extra elements, removing the elements from it. That also you can't do. Got it, everybody? Are you understanding what I mean? No modification, zero modification means modification doesn't mean only changing the element. It means changing the entire tuple, the shape, the size of it. Okay, so no modifications, so no insertions and no removals. Got it? Now, when I use, it is showing us two methods, right? Count and index. So let's go with count. Let's see. Count, maybe, anyhow, everything will be 1, but yeah, count 10. When I say count of 10, what will it do? This element 10, how many times it has occurred in the tuple, it will count and give me. Right? Yes or no? This we learnt in list already. So if 10 is available 2 times, the count will be 2 because we don't have any duplicates. We don't have, any element which is repeated. So count will always be 1. I'm not showing this further. You can go and check out. Okay. So if you have the element 10, 2 times it will give 2. 10 times it will give 10 as the count. Okay. Now let's go and check index. A dot index. Guys, I'm moving a little fast here. I don't think I'm fast, but still I'm moving a little fast because these are all things we already understood in list in very detail, right? I don't think if you have any questions, but still if you are facing any issues, if you're not able to follow my pace, please stop me and ask me questions. Yes, somebody. Somebody unmuted. Okay, fine. Now A dot index will do what? Tell me, everybody. Index will do what? Okay.
Index value of the number.
Returns the index value. So if I give Lalita and if I execute, what will it say? The index where this particular value is present, right? Now, ma'am, then can I sort my tuple, or that is also not possible? That is 100% possible. So how do you sort it? Sorted, sorted, okay? And then you give your tuple which you have to sort, okay? And then you just run it. Yeah. This will not happen in our tuple because we have few integers, few strings and all. And then this operation is not possible. So internal logic of sorted itself like that. Okay. Sort method is not present, Chitra. See, again, I'm telling you, if you want to know what all methods are possible, you can just type the object. My object is tuple object, which is in A dot, and then I give the tab. So it says only count and index is present. So sorting is not possible like what you did in list, it is through sorted function. So let me show you one example. 10 comma 30 comma 20 comma 40 comma maybe 80 comma 99 comma 99. This should be smaller one. Okay, so now let me run this and now let me do sorted of B. Okay, so did you see my B tuple is like this, but this is how it got sorted. Some questions here. Ma'am, I didn't get how we differentiate tuple from list in some sort of representation. Okay, Vindhu, I appreciate you. Awesome. Thanks for your response. Vindhu, you are right. So if it is a tuple is always represented with circular braces or the parenthesis. Coming to list is always with the square braces. This I've already told in the previous sessions, and I am again telling you. Okay, list always with square braces. Tuple always with circular braces. Got it? Yes or no? Right. So now going further. Now if you have to do it in a reverse order, like I want 89, I mean like I want it in descending order, then what I do? I simply say sorted of B, comma, reverse equal reverse equal to true. I hope I wrote the spelling right. Okay. Okay, so when I say reverse equal to true, it will do in descending order, right? Got it, everybody? This is how you sort a tuple. Okay? Understood, everybody? While we were writing control statements, we used range, right? Range function. Yes or no? So that also actually stores the element in the form of tuple itself. Okay, so I don't know if I can show. Okay, fine. I don't think I can show you here, but okay. Otherwise, I can do A equal to, and then I can print A. Okay, so it says range of, but yeah. So this is also not modifiable, and this stores in the form of a tuple itself. Okay, got it. Okay. So moving further, any questions if you have, you can let me know in this particular uh, collection type. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I don't see anything in chat, neither as a question, so I think we can move further, right? Shall we move further? User input of collection types. How to take user input as a, I mean, like if we have to take a list input and all. Yes, that I will tell you at the end once I finish the collection types, okay? Once I finish all the collection types. Just wait until then. I remember the last class also, I think you only asked the same question, right? I told you I will be teaching it in the further sessions. Yes, I remember. I will definitely tell you. Once I finish all the collection types, I will tell you even that. Don't worry. Oh, never mind. So, shall we move to sets or anybody has any questions? No. Okay, awesome. So you people tell me what is a set actually? You have studied, right? What is a set?
Ma'am, even it stores multiple values.
Sorry.
Sets are like used to store multiple items, values,
Multiple items. Okay.
values, same as tuple and list.
Mm, okay. Okay. Anything else? Collection of objects or numbers. Okay. Oh, okay. You're telling me the definition of a collection. Yes, Soumya is right. Collection of unique data. Right? Collection of unique data. That is a set. Understanding? It is not a collection of objects itself. If we say collection of objects, it can be a list, it can be a tuple. Then why do we have to go to set? The speciality of set is what did we learn in list? List is mutable. It can contain heterogeneous items. Number of items, there is no limit. It can contain multiple items, right? Coming to the, I mean, like when we were studying about list, we understood, okay, everybody is going and changing the list. Then, like, that is getting a problem, right? That is where we are getting a problem. We don't want such things to happen. So that's the reason what did we do? We don't want somebody to change our data. That's why we created tuples. Okay, if there is some data which you don't want anybody else to change, then you put that data into a tuple and it becomes not it becomes immutable. Now there also what is happening? Okay, while creating itself, you are having some duplicate values. But what if there is a requirement? There should not be any duplicates. Then what do we use? Then they created something called a set. Okay, a set will contain all what is it? Unique values. Okay, so let's try and create one. So let me say s equal to, okay, sets are always denoted with curly braces. List is always square brackets. Tuple is always circular brackets or parenthesis brackets. Set is always curly brackets. Okay? Harshita, 2 minutes, I'll answer your question. Okay? Now, let's run this cell. And now if you see type of S, what will it give? It says it's a dictionary. Okay? It says it is a dictionary. So, normally if you create, see, okay, let me talk about dictionaries and sets together, maybe like one after the other. Okay. So when I create something like this, it says it is a dict. Dict in the sense a dictionary. So for creating both set and dictionary, you use curly brackets itself. Okay. So now, ma'am, if I have to create an empty set, how do I create? Okay. If you have to create an empty set, you will say S equals to set. Got it? Now let's see the type of S. It is set. Remember, guys, again, let me tell it to you again. See, if it is a list, always square brackets. If it is a tuple, always circular brackets, parenthesis. If it is a set or a dictionary, then it is curly brackets. How do you know if it is a set or it is a dictionary? I will tell you that. Okay, that we will discuss in a while. But for now, remember these this is the notation for set and dictionary. It is curly brackets. Okay. So now when you just give curly brackets, it says it thinks it is a dictionary. Okay. That's the reason to create an empty set. You always use set function. Okay, using this you create a set. Okay, now let me create a set with some values. Okay, I will say 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. Okay, and now let us execute this and let us see S. What is it containing? What is it containing? Only the unique values, right? Did you all study about sets in your like previous class? I mean, like somewhere in any of the subjects? Where did you study? Mathematics. Okay. One second, guys. Yes. So you all studied in the set theory. Okay. So now what was I about to tell? Yeah. So now I created a set which is containing five elements. I mean, I gave five elements, but what is it storing? It is only storing the unique values. Now, answering here, somebody asked me, right? Should it contain only? Yes, Harshita. Harshita asked me, should a set contain only homogeneous elements? Now let's try that once. Okay, so I'm creating another set S1 containing 10, 10, 20, Lalita. Okay, maybe some more strings, str. Okay, now let's execute this and let's say S1. What happened? You people tell me what happened. Harshita, where are you? So, is it storing only homogeneous elements or it is heterogeneous? Heterogeneous, right? Now, so I was asking you, where did you study about sets? Because I wanted to know, you studied sets, right, already? So you know that set is containing only unique values. Now you people tell me, will set support indexing or not? If yes, why? If no, why not? Will set support indexing? I ask you, if yes, why yes? If no, why no? Srinita says no, because the duplicate values will be removed. Okay, because they are unordered. Great. Yes, you are all right. Because the elements are all like now I have given 5 elements here. Okay, I have given 5 elements here. Now, after I have removed the duplicates, I am left with only 3 elements, right? So, if you see my 20 now, okay, let's see this example itself. Okay, so here, if I remove the duplicates, this is gone. This is gone for suppose. Okay, so now when I say set of 1, I assume the output will be 10. But what is it storing? 20 here, right? Here, always remember, it is not, we are not able to access the elements because we have removed few elements. I mean, like internally, the system has removed all the duplicate values from this, right? You might try to access some element at a particular index. You might assume that there is like 10 is present in the first index, but what is actually present? There 20 is present because that this 10 was duplicate, right? That's the reason indexing is not given in sets because your insertion order is not preserved here. Coming to tuple and list, in whichever order you give the elements in the same order, elements are stored. That's the reason indexing is possible there. Coming to set, indexing is not, the order, insertion order is not preserved. Okay, so at times you see that values are also jumbled. Here I am getting in the same order which I gave after removing duplicates. But in some cases, in some systems, we also find that the output is little jumbled. Okay, so like I don't get 10 in the first place, I get it at the end. Okay, so that's the reason indexing is not supported. And if I try to index my my what is this called? My set, it says it is not subscriptable. You can't use indexing. That is, you can't do the subscripting here. Done? Understood till here? Any question, anybody? Any question? Ma'am, then how to access the elements of a set? Okay. How do you access? You tell me. How do you access the elements of a list? How do you access the element of a list? Yes, Gayatri is right. You can go use the loops. Hey, Asha, not like, yeah, no, I don't mean indexing. I mean, like, in list, what do you do? For I in the list, in list, you grab each element of the list, right? In a similar way, instead of list, you'll give the set here. And you'll grab and print them, or you'll write if condition. If the value is equal to this, then I don't want it or something. Okay, let's go further and dig a little more. Okay, so now that I have created a set S1 and S and S1, let's go. Now, if I have to do what? If I have to add few more elements into my set, how do I do that? I will say S dot update. Update is the function. Okay, S dot update, and I pass my values whichever I have to give in the form of a list. Okay, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, I don't know which are already present. So S dot update 10, 20, 30, 40, and I'll run this. Now let's see S. Previously, S was containing what? 10, 20, and 30. Now S is containing what? Whatever new you have added, 40. That extra element is only present here. Got it, everybody? So that's how you modify a existing set. You can add values to an existing set. Okay. Now, moving further, if I have to remove some element, what do? I don't have indexing. So I have to directly remove function you all studied, right? Chitra, you're again the wrong concept. What did I tell you? No indexing. When there is no indexing, where is the question of going and inserting in a particular position? Insertion order is not preserved. Indexing is not there. When there is no indexing, there is no question of positioning. Okay? Right. S dot remove. Ayo. S dot remove. And I will give whichever element I want to remove. For suppose 20. Element directly. We are not giving the index anywhere. There is no index. Forget about index completely when you come to set. I say remove 20, then it will remove the value 20 itself. Now let's print S. Okay? Got it, everybody? Understood? Any questions anybody is having, you can ask me now about sets. Understood. Okay. So now let's like if I have to clear my entire set, I will say S dot clear. Okay. Now when I run this, what will happen? My set will be cleared. Let's print S. Okay. So now it is giving me an empty set. Got it? Right. Now there is one more option. Rather than update, you have one more option called add. S dot add. Okay. And if I give some 90 here, okay, and I execute. Now if I see, I will have a 90 added. Okay, so one element will get added by using add method. Okay. And one more thing is update, where you can pass a list of values which you want to add to your set. Like that, you can also perform like if you have two sets. Now I have S and S1, right? So if I have to like union, like A union B and all are there, right? Please, you people go and explore about these completely. Not A, it is S. S union S1. Okay. So if you do, union will be there. So like that, you have intersection. You know about these functions, right? Intersection, union, all these you already know, right? Or you people have any doubts here also? Anybody who doesn't know what is union, what is intersection at all? Yes, they perform the same functions. Add is more or less like you add one element, and update will update an entire set of few values. Yes, Aisha is right. Guys, I don't want to spend much time on sets because this union, intersection, and whatever set functions are there, everything is possible here. Yes, everything, whatever you want to do, you can do it in the sets. But we don't use sets much. Okay, normally as programmers, you don't use sets much. Okay, the usage of set is very, very, very less. Okay, so that's the reason what I suggest is you people go and see the further functions of. You have many more functions. You can do A and like A or B, like one set or the other set, or you can find the set difference of two sets. Okay, so like that you have like plenty of operations. So it's waste of time discussing about something which you don't use generally, right? So that's the reason I don't want to cover those topics. It's very simple. You have direct functions. So please go in Google and search about those things and understand about sets more if you want to. But otherwise, this basics is more than enough for you to do any of the programmings. Okay. So moving further, dictionary type. So dictionary. Now we understood why we require a list. We came from variables to list because we did not want to store only one value at a time. We wanted to store a collection of values. Now, after coming to list, we understood we want little, we don't want somebody to modify my elements, so we don't want more elements of something to be modified. That's the reason we created some other data type called tuple. So wherever modification is not required, we went and we created a tuple. Then we understood, okay, these two are able to store the duplicates also, but I want some data type which can't store duplicates. So then we created a set. Okay, all this can store heterogeneous elements, no problem at all. Now, the main problem comes where everything is done, but there was a requirement wherein we wanted key value pairs. Okay, so all these three, after these three came up, we wanted something wherein you can create key value pairs. Okay, like I want to store the roll number and the names of the students. Okay, so roll number becomes my key, name becomes my value. Okay, like that key value pairs I wanted to store. There comes a dictionary. What do you mean by a dictionary normally? There is a word, for that word there is a meaning, right? So in the similar fashion as we did in as we have it in our normal languages, like normal English, like we use dictionary, they created a dictionary term in Python also. And this dictionary is used to store key value pairs. Okay. Now let's see how to create a dictionary. We saw already, right? When I give S and then I just give brackets and create, what is happening? Type of S, if you see, it is of type dictionary, right? So what does this dictionary mean? I already told you. It is a key value pair. So let's store student names and roll numbers itself. Okay. So I'll say 10 is the roll number. Okay, maybe 1 is the roll number and the student name is Lalita. Okay. Now, roll number 2, the name is Gayatri. Okay. Now, roll number 3, name is Nidhi. Roll number 4, name is Aisha. Last message from her. Okay. So now let me run this. Okay. Got it? This is how you create a key value pair. So this one is called a key, colon, you write the value. This is how you create a dictionary. Comma, the next element. Comma, the next element. So everything is stored in the form of key value pair. Understood how to create a dictionary? Anybody, any questions? You did not understand anything anywhere? You can let me know. Everybody got it? I want responses, especially from the EC branches. If anybody is there. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. So this is how you create a dictionary. This is the key. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 are keys, and Lalita, Gayatri, Nidhi, Aisha are all what do we call? Are the values. Okay. Now, this is a key value pair. Now you people tell me, do we have indexing here? Okay, rather 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll make it as 10, 20, 30, 40. You people tell me, do we have indexing here? If yes, how yes? If no, how no? Not how no, why no? How do we index them? Okay, if you say yes, then shall I give S of 0? What is it saying? When I give 0, it is saying key error.
By
How do I
key values, I think. By
keys?
keys. Yeah, by keys.
Not by key value, you should say. keys. Okay, by using the
Yes,
keys.
ma'am. Key.
So keys is how, what are keys? Are what keys we have? 10, 20, 30, 40. So now let's give 10 here. Okay. Now let's execute. I get the value Lalita. So for this particular key 10, the value associated is what? Lalita. So that's what came out, right? Yeah, ma'am by key. Okay. Right? It is not indexing is there, but which indexing is there? Key indexing is there. Okay. So indexing is not your zero, which starts from 0, 1, 2, like that. Okay. The indexing here is what? Using the keys which you have provided already. Got it? Understood everybody till here? Now, now, you know how to retrieve this, right? Now let me show you how you can only get the key, like if you want to know what are all the keys present in your dictionary, then what do? You simply say s dot keys. What is this? S dot keys. Okay. Now if you execute, it will give you the keys of your dictionary. Now in the similar manner, if I say s dot values, it will give you all the values of the dictionary. Got it? Now, understood, right? This one, keys and values, what will they do? Now, let me show you how to write a for loop for dictionary. Okay. Now, I will say for you have keys and values, right? You have both keys and also values present. So what I will do, I will fetch the key and also value. It is not like previously. I can't say for I in range 0 to 10, right? I can have any key and any value. So that's the reason what I will do. I'll have to fetch the key and also the value. Okay, I will say for k comma v, that is key comma value in where I have to get into each pair, right? I have to get into each pair of my dictionary. So I'll write in s dot items. Okay, s dot items will retrieve me the key and the value and store in the variable. First, it will, it will retrieve me each pair, key value pair of the what is this of the dictionary and store it in the variables respectively. Now let me show you. I will say print a comma b. Okay, now let's execute. Did you see? All of you. For k comma v in s dot items, I'm printing k comma v. So it is printing the k value and the value of it, the key and the value of it separately. Okay. So s dot items will return me, like s dot keys will return me only the keys. S dot values will return only the values. S dot items will retrieve the key value pair. Understood, everybody? Are you seeing this? It is returning each key value pair. Okay. I don't know if you are understanding. I don't. Yes, Uma, I can repeat. See, you understood, Uma, this one, S dot keys. What will S dot keys return? S dot keys is returning the key values which are keys which are present in my dictionary. In the similar way, S dot values will return what? All the values which are present in my dictionary, right? This is clear, right? Very much clear for you all, right? Yes. Now, S dot items will return each
are you there? Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible.
I guess there is some connection issue with Gayatri. Let me check. Girls, there is a power cut at Gayatri's place.
अक्का
Give
अक्का
her 5 minutes, she'll be back. Hi guys. I'm sorry there was a power break at my place. Okay, so moving further. I hope my voice is audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, yeah, also confirm me if my screen is visible.
Visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, okay, so I don't know, somebody asked me this question. Uma Maheshwari, I think I was explaining that and this power got disconnected. Fine. So, yeah, so S dot items will contain what? It will contain the pairs. Now, see, here I have 10 and Lalita, right? Here I have 10 Lalita, 20 Gayatri. So each one is one pair. Each one becomes one pair, right? So each pair, if you have to return, S dot items will do that. S dot items, if you see, there is a list of each tuple, a list containing one tuple containing the pairs of elements. Did you understand? So each pair is becoming a tuple and is being stored. Got it? Did you understand, Uma Maheshwari? I think Uma Maheshwari asked me this question. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am accessing the S dot items from S dot items. You know, right? From the list, I can access each element. Yes or no? So each element you access. Now this element is containing two values. Can't see ya. Okay. Nobody can see this.
No, ma'am, it is visible.
It's visible,
Gayatri
ma'am.
connection. Okay. I'm sorry, Gayatri. Please just check. Right. So now what I'll do is I am taking S dot items. From S dot items, this is a list containing all the pairs, right? From each pair, I am taking the pair, and these values I am storing it as the first value as K, the second value as Lalita. Got it? Now, if I have x comma y equal to 10 comma 20, okay, now if I print x, 10 is there, y, 20 is there. Okay, so now what will happen? What is happening actually? If I have two values assigning to two variables, first value is going to the first variable, second value to the second variable. In the similar manner, here what I'm saying, for k comma v, I'm taking two variables. From each pair, I'm retrieving the first value, storing it in the k, second value, I'm storing it in v, and printing that. So like that for each and every pair, it happens and it is printing. Understood, Uma? Aisha is asking me name Isha, age 20, city Paris. Why not? It is possible. It is possible, Aisha. Okay, so this is how you loop into your dictionary. Okay, did not ask me, Aisha. You can just type it. Whatever you have typed in the chat, you have to type it in the Jupyter notebook and test. This is what I'm teaching you from the first day. Please try. Do mistakes and then let me know.
I did it, ma'am, but it is like MD. If I'm if I want the name like Isha want to be printed, so it is not coming. It is saying name is undefined.
How did you give? Okay, let's try then. Okay, I am
Yeah.
giving details. Okay, let me say the name is the okay. I can copy it right from the chat itself. Whatever
Yes,
you
it
wrote,
is.
let us copy. Okay, I gave. Okay, so this is how I have given. Now, how did you write? Send me. How did you write it?
MD of name.
This is how you gave.
No, I didn't give that commas or
See,
like.
always remember, now there might be a chance that I create a variable name equal to, and then I say age, okay? In that I store a string called age, okay? And I say MD of name. Okay, when you don't give with quotes, it assumes that this is a variable and goes and checks that this variable is present or not. Got it? Now, when you gave this statement without this, now let me just say, okay. Now, did you see? Name is not defined. That is what it comes. Understood? If
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't have name, this variable is not present. That is how it thinks. This is taken as a variable. It is not taken as a key there. If it is key, how did you give the key? You gave this key as a string. So that's how you need to give it here also. Okay, you need to give it as a string. Understood? All of you, this is a learning for everybody. Did you all understand? Everybody. Okay, great. Now, like if you have to change the value, okay, let me use Aisha's dictionary itself. Now, if I have name as Isha, I don't want the name to be Isha. I want to change the name to be Lalita. Okay, so how do I do it? I simply access m dot, m of name, and then I give it as Lalita. Okay. Now, if you print your dictionary, you get the changed values. Okay. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? So you can also find the length of your dictionary name. What? Oh, it is MD. M is not there. Name D is not okay. Okay, so it is having three values: name, age, and city. Okay, so it says the length of this is 3. That means it is containing 3 pairs. Okay, done. You can also use delete function to delete a particular key value pair maybe. Okay, so how do I do it? I just simply say del of, and I give md of, and I give the key which I want to delete. Okay, for suppose if I have to delete city. Okay, and now if I just try to print, it will give me only name and age. Got it? If you people have any questions, you can let me know. Anybody, any questions? Okay, great. Awesome. So now let's quickly try to reiterate all the differences. Bhavna, which one you want me to repeat? What do you want me to repeat? Bhavna, are you there? Name, city, age. How to write as dictionary? How to write? Yeah. So, like, if you have to create a dictionary, let's say details is my name of the dictionary equal to. Okay. So now, if I have to store the name, I will create a key with name. Okay, and then now I say the value to be Lalita. Always remember, keys should be unique. Okay, now let me show you something. I will say name, and I will give Nithi. Okay, then I will say age, and then I will give 20. Then I will give city, and then I will give Paris. Okay. See, what did I do? Name is my key, colon, I gave the value as whatever I want, comma, key, and value, like that. Okay. Now, when I execute this, and now let's see details. What is happening? Did you see what happened? Key is same. I gave it 2 times. The last entered value is only stored against it. Okay, so you can't have same key 10 times. You will have one. Keys should always be unique. Values can be repeating, no problem. But keys should be unique. Got it? Bhavna, I'm sorry, but I don't know what's your question. Name, city, and age. How to write as a dictionary? This is how you write. Is this your question? Same. Like you will have. See, it can be your keys can be should always be immutable. Okay, remember this also. Keys should be immutable. Keys should be immutable. What does this mean? List cannot be a key. Why list can't be a key? Because List is not mutable. List is mutable, right? List or set cannot be used as keys. Okay, keys can be integers, some float values, some strings, some boolean character. Boolean if you use only it is two only. You can use some complex types. Okay, you can also use a tuple as a key, but never use a list or a set as a key. Remember this. Okay, keys are always immutable, which cannot be modified, because time and again if you start changing the keys, how will you know what was with which you have to retrieve the value, right? So keys are always immutable. Values can be anything. It can be mutable, immutable, it's up to you. Keys are immutable. Got it, everybody? Anybody, any questions, you can let me know. I am going to stop the session for today here. We are not going to move further because I don't want to put lot of gyan at one day itself. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Again, let's do one thing. Let's try to iterate lists, tuples. Let's try to differentiate everything. Okay. So if you okay, I will make it as a markdown first. Okay. So list is what? In list, you can have heterogeneous elements. You can have heterogeneous elements. Indexing is possible. Slicing is possible. Okay. Insertion order, indexing is there, so insertion order is preserved anyhow. It is mutable, right? Yes or no? And modification is possible. Because it is mutable, it is modification is possible. Coming to tuple is also heterogeneous. Indexing is possible here. Slicing is also possible here, but this is immutable, cannot be modified. Coming to set, heterogeneous, unique values. Unique values are only possible. No indexing, because no indexing order is preserved. So no slicing, and it is mutable, right? Yes or no? Next, dictionary. Dictionary, you have key value pairs. Key value pairs. Okay. Now in this, insertion order is preserved. So you have indexing, but through what? Indexing using the keys. Right? Yes or no? Here your keys are this like set is mutable, not set. Dictionary is mutable, but here you have a restriction that keys are only immutable, right? Keys can't be modified. Okay, so keys are always immutable. Values are anything. Okay. There is no question of indexing. There is no question of slicing in this. Right? Yes or no? Any questions? This is the gist of the set tuple list and dictionary. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I don't see any response. All of you clear? Or anybody still having any doubts? Okay, so as you all are saying, you all understand understood everything, just to have fun, let's have a small quiz tomorrow. Okay, so let's test how much you understood. Okay, are you all ready for it? How many say no quiz tomorrow? Or everybody is fine with the quiz? Okay, so everybody is saying yes. I think it is for what? For the quiz only, right? You are all ready for the quiz. That's what you mean, right? Cool, awesome. Then let's do it tomorrow. Let's see how many people understood what all we can see tomorrow. But again, I'm telling you, if you have any questions, you can let me know.